Hey, this is Matt once again. We're about to have videos of the paid request this time for Bronson. And thank you for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the campaign from 2012, which I'm not really gung-ho about political comedies because politics themselves are such a damn comedy that, for a movie to, it's funnier in real life than it is in movies. All politics are a damn joke, but there's some I don't mind. The Distinguished Gentleman with Eddie Murphy, I thought that was a fun one. I don't mind Bulworth from the 90s. So, this one has Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis. Will Ferrell is the congressman of North Carolina. He's won it for like 5 or so years. He gets into a bit of trouble because he drunk called the wrong family and said some nasty, shocking stuff about wanting to lick someone's butthole in a Denny's bathroom. Because that's the type of humor this is. So these two people, played by John Lithgow and Dan Aykroyd, John Lithgow, the bad guy in Cliffhanger, and Brian De Palma's Blowout, and of course Dan Aykroyd, Ghostbusters, among others. They play brothers, and they're with this group where they want to bring Chinese labor to the U.S. and have actual Chinese labor so they could pay very cheap and get away with it, and it'll save them a lot of money. We just bring that to the U.S., and we need someone in our pocket. So let's get Zach Galifianakis, who he's most famous for the Hangover trilogy, among other movies, and he was also in Due Date with Robert Downey Jr., who's playing a very, how to put it, he's a tour guide. His dad's played by Brian Cox, who was the character Stryker in X-Men 2. He was Hannibal Lecter in the film Manhunter from the 80s. And pretty much he wants to make his dad proud, wants to do some good, so he joins in, not knowing what John Lithgow and Dan Aykroyd really want from him until much, much later. And so those brothers hire Dylan McDermott from the TV show The Practice, the Vietnam movie Hamburger Hill, which I'm a fan of. The last time I saw him was this movie called Freezer, which I thought was pretty good. It's a guy stuck in a freezer. He got some twists and turns. I thought it was a pretty good one. A lot of people didn't like it, but I liked it. But anyway, he's there pretty much, as he puts it, I'm here so you don't suck. So he was one of the things I did like about it. Because overall, this film, I wouldn't even put the Will Ferrell Blaze of Glory above this. I wouldn't say I'm much a fan, but I didn't outright hate it. It's like, It has some bits I don't mind. This is like one of those films, if you had, or do have still, cable, you put in the background, maybe a couple moments you chuckle, and then go along your day. Will Ferrell and his aide, the guy helping him out, Jason Sudeikis, who was in Horrible Bosses, among other movies, they work well together. I think they have some nice back and forth. I actually think, I kind of wish the whole movie was just about those two. Because Zach Galifianakis, I thought, was the weakest part of this. Because his character is trying to be, at times he's trying to sound like Mr. Mackey from South Park. At times it seems like he's trying to be Stewart from Stewart Saves His Family. The Al Franken, it was SNL, but then they did the movie, which I actually don't mind the movie. I'm good enough, I'm strong enough, and doggone it, people like me. And like that attitude, and he just kind of got a little bit irritating, or shtick got old after a while. I'm not the big Zach Galifianakis guy anyway. Like, the reason I like Due Date is for Robert Downey Jr. And The Hangover, I like the first one. Because of all 3 of them working together, and the crazy hijinks, and the Mike Tyson cameo. I'm not a fan of the Hangover sequels, so I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore like Zach Galifianakis fan. But I would say I even like Will Ferrell more than Zach in this movie. And not all the jokes work, like when Zach's talking to his family, his wife and two kids, and saying, "Hey, we don't be in the spotlight. If you have anything to say, secrets, let me know what it is. I promise I won't get mad." And his son's talking about how, well, I put fireflies up my butt so I could, in my butthole, to fart out. What the fuck was it? Firefly up my butthole so I could fart, so my farts would glow. Or the wife's admitting that she touches herself watching Drew Carey on Price is Right. And then Dylan McDermott is trying to get him to be more manly, and you need to get more of a different image, different clothes, suits, change your dogs. Try to be like Burt Reynolds. And I will admit, there are moments that did make me chuckle, or did make me smirk. Like there's a bit with Will Ferrell and Zach are talking, and Will keeps looking back at these two pugs, very cute looking dogs. And he's like, "They okay?" "Oh yeah, they're normal. It's just how they are." "Do you have to be in the same room?" "Oh yes, yes. They have to be everywhere I go." It's not that I thought it was funny. I just thought the two dogs were cute, the little pugs. But like, there's a bit where they're fighting over they're gonna kiss the baby, and so Zach kisses the baby on the cheek. Will gets pissed, throws a punch. Zach gets out of the way, and the slow motion, obviously with the CGI baby, was like the Rocky knockout punch, and the pacifier flies out, and you get Will Ferrell and everybody else's horrified face. I think it's just the CGI, like the baby's face from, like the punch in the Matrix 3, Matrix Revolutions, with he punches Agent Smith, and you see the pacifier fly out. I will admit that did make me laugh. I will admit that did make me chuckle. And throughout the film, they do tactics on each other. Like Zach calls on Will because he's drunk, and you get a POV of the police cam of Will stealing the car, but then returning it back, and then getting arrested. Or he is trying to get into religion with the snake charmers, but he gets bit. He's having these weird hallucinations. Zach has a hidden camera where he's talking to Will Ferrell's son, and Will Ferrell's son kind of admits, "Okay, fine, I could call you dad." But at the same time, the son doesn't really know what's going on. I do like Will Ferrell's reaction, though. "You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fuck his wife." And Jason's just like, "Whoa, whoa, wait a minute, wait, no, no, what are you doing? What are you doing?" It's like, "No, you get my son to call you daddy? I'll fuck your wife." And then Jason Day's like, "What? Really? Is that what you're going to do?" "Yes, that's in the book." And he's pointing off street, and Jason Day just literally is like, "Oh, what are you pointing at, huh? You pointing at the book of bad ideas?" "No, point at the book that says..." That's what I mean. Jason Sudeikis and Will Ferrell, I thought they worked very well with each other. I thought they had really good chemistry with their back and forth. And it should have been just this battle between these two guys where one keeps trying to get him on the horse and he keeps diverting. Almost a little bit like Black Sheep. Okay, that in a way dealt with politics because it was the governor and Chris Farley was the brother. Probably when I just rather watch Black Sheep with David Spade, Chris Farley. Maybe it was that type of thing where David Spade had to watch over Chris Farley. Here, Jason Day just had to watch over Will Ferrell. I think it would have been a funnier movie. But Zach Galifianakis and his family, I didn't give a rat's ass about Zach. Sometimes they have a random cameo. Like John Goodman's in this movie for one scene only, like near the end, where he has to step down because he gave his wife new boobs. And he's trying to describe, well, they're for protection, to protect the organs, so you need to get someone new breasts. It just felt like such a waste to have John Goodman in for that one scene. I'm like, really? Same with like Dan Aykroyd and John Lithgow. You got them together as brothers, and they're only in for like 3 scenes. One near the beginning, one where they meet Zach. I think, and then one when. Well, I guess 4. One when it's like, hey, looks like Zach look like you're gonna win, and then Zach finds out what's going on, and then during the finale of it all. But it just seemed like for Dan Aykroyd, John Lithgow, 2 talented guys, felt like there wasn't a whole lot for them to do. Not even a whole lot of moments for them to be funny. Felt like kind of a waste of those actors as well. And you know, there are moments that Will Ferrell gets some chuckles out of me. Dylan McDermott, I wish he could have been utilized even more so. Because he did a good job as a slimy guy, two-faced guy that will do whatever it takes to win. But, you know, there are moments that just try and go more for shot value, and yeah, it's not the worst comedy ever. It's hard to review comedies. I'll do it, but it's just, is it funny or not? If it is funny, how consistently was it funny? And for everyone, comedy is different. And like with every comedy, just watch a trailer and watch clips on YouTube. You'll get a sense of whether you want to see it or not. Will, I could deal with. Zach, I thought was the weakest part of the movie. Maybe even if a different actor was playing that character, or again, just have it be where it's more centered on Will and Sudeikis and their bond, and less so on Zach. I think it would have been a funnier movie. So, like one moment that did make me laugh is because of just how ridiculous it is. Zach gets a book that Will Ferrell made when he was in like 2nd or 3rd grade, and it's of Rainbow Land. And then Zach is twisted about how he wants to give everything away. He's a communist. He wants us to live in Rainbow Land. And the mom mentality, yeah, we're not going to live in Rainbow Land, you fuck. And Will Ferrell's like, the place doesn't even exist. It does not exist. And that worked for me, again, just because how ridiculous and silly it was, but also how you take the most minute things and twist and turn it, and a mob will get behind it if they're for a certain political party. Which is true for today as well as it was back in 2012, let alone throughout all the decades. So, there are moments that made me chuckle, but like I said, just watch the trailer in the clips and you'll see whether it's a movie you want to give a shot at or not. Was it horrible watching it once? No. Did it make me angry? No. Would I ever see it again? Probably not. Sadly, I probably got more chuckles out of this than Elf or Anchorman. I know those are more popular ones, but I will say this. I think this is the way Will Ferrell was playing it. He wasn't as I don't know if he's trying to do George W. Bush or what he was trying to do, but like I said, I didn't mind his demeanor in this. And to repeat for the last time, his bits with Jason Sudeikis I actually didn't mind. I just like, I wish certain actors were utilized more. Like you got John Goodman and John Lithgow and Dan Aykroyd. Use them more, man. These are damn good actors. But hey, what do I know? So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.